Molly Bloom's tale is such an incredible story. What did you think of the sheer audacity of it? Not just doing what she did, but then telling the world about it.
I was shocked. I mean, when I first read the script, I thought this cannot be true. You know, surely Hollywood has beefed up the story a bit. And then I Googled and I realized, nope, actually all of it is true. Yeah, there's so much audacity to what she created and then writing a book about it. And the film really explores that because a lot of the film takes place after the book is written. And she's questioned a lot by her defense lawyer, like, wow, you finished the book before the interesting stuff happened.
What was it about that story then that drew you to the role? Is it the perfect part?
Well, it's a great part. I mean, what really drew me to the role was that it was an Aaron Sorkin script. He's a filmmaker I've always wanted to work with. And I say filmmaker, even though this is his first film that he's directed, because he really, he's an incredible writer, but he inherently is and has been a filmmaker. And to do this film, to play this part, and to understand that he would be directing it, I knew that it would afford me the opportunity to collaborate with him on an even greater level than just acting one of his screenplays. So it was a dream come true.
And he's just been nominated for
Yes.
an Oscar for the screenplay. What is it about Aaron that lets him get to the heart of such a complex character like Molly?
Well, I truly believe he's our industry's greatest wordsmith, and I think it's because there's a sense of idealism in his writing, and you always feel that justice will prevail against the odds, no matter what's happening in reality. And his characters inspire me to be braver than I am, and funnier than I am, and more intelligent than I am, and they really, so much of what's, you see on television or reality television, whatever, it's so much kind of like leaning down, the most common denominator of entertainment. And with his characters, they inspire you to go upward, and they lift you in a way that I find so inspiring. So that's why I'm drawn to his writing.
And you spent a bit of time with Molly in preparing for the role. What did you make of her as a person, and how did it compare to all that research you'd done on Google before?
It was very different than what I had researched. Online I saw some interviews where some journalists were being very nice to her, and a lot of people were questioning her motives, and a lot of people were commenting on the way she presented herself. The way, the sensual being that she was, and the way she presented herself with her clothes and her makeup. And then when I met her, I realized there was so much more behind that facade. It was like it was a mask she was putting on to try to be visible in a society where women are most valued for their sexual desirability. And I was surprised of her vulnerability and her actual shyness. That's something that I didn't expect to see.
There's been so much focus in recent months on the treatment of women in business and politics in Hollywood. I suppose her story really intersects all of those things. How important is it to you to tell those kind of stories?
It's very important to me. I'm telling the story of one woman, but it's important if you're making a movie, you're telling the story of all women. You're hoping that anyone who's been an underdog, anyone who's gone against what society has expected for them, will relate to that, to this character. And it's really important for me to defy any stereotypes of what we expect to see in media. I love to play female protagonists and heroes that are flawed and make mistakes. Male characters have been afforded that, and so it's about time we allowed to see a complex female character.
Absolutely, and you played it so well.
Thank you.
It was fantastic. You personally have made that your mission in your life. When and why did you decide to kind of use your platform that way?
There wasn't anything that was a conscious decision. I just knew if I had a platform, that it was my responsibility to amplify the voices who may not have been given the gifts that I have in terms of, the influence of followers or social media or whatever that is. And if I can use whatever I've been given to amplify those voices and to do what I can to help society come to a place of healing, then I feel it's not only my pleasure to do that, to be a part of that, but it's my responsibility.
Oh, that's fantastic. I hope others join you, and they are, which is awesome. All right, thank you very much. That's great.
Thank